I lost my live stream. I don't know what happened. It died. It died midstream. I don't know what the problem was. Or why I went poof. But apparently I went poof. Yeah. The whole thing came down. It was very strange. I was sitting here happily, blissfully doing my stuff, and then all of a sudden, poof, it said, "Your stream has ended unexpectedly." And I said, "Well, that's a thing." So apparently my stream ended unexpectedly. So I am expectedly back. Maybe, but I'm hardwired into the network now. Whereas before I really wasn't, but now I am. So that's a thing. So I mean, not to say that it can't happen, just to say that it's not likely to happen. Um, could have been a network drop, but I'm also now on fiber. So, and theoretically, it means it's good for my digestion system. I mean, everybody should be doing more fiber episodes. So, anyway, I don't know what happened, but I think I lost everybody who was on my stream, which is kind of sad. We had a lot of cool people hanging out on our stream, but they may find me again, which should be fine. There we go. Hmm. There we go. All right. I think I have somewhat learned my lesson on some of these things. Like, in reality, in the future, everybody would. Hang on real quick. There we go. So you know what, Brent? Probably what happened was, you said you quit, and it said, "Well, okay, there you go." That was the end of that. That's probably exactly what happened. I don't know. This is so. What I was saying was, this is another one of those things where it's like, probably the odds are good that somebody opted to not. Somebody has probably come up with a different methodology on these things now, but so they probably don't all use 200 or 365 degrees in a circle anymore. So but on the same token, I don't think I want to mess with that. So, all right. Orange, the orange thingy. I'm feeling like the world is telling me something. And the thing that the world is telling me is that I shouldn't be broadcasting, because that's 2 unexpected drops in a row. So I'm thinking I will just go on ahead and bow out for the night, or for the morning, and then I will join again tonight whenever I have my normal load in time, and all should be good. So I will see you all later. Hey, Chelsea, I'm having, for some reason, it's like randomly dropping, so I don't know what's going on, because I've had it die twice now. So I'm thinking that there's the universe is telling me something, and that something is that I probably should bow out while I can. But first, I don't get to see you very often. So how you doing, Chels? It's because I just restarted it for the second time. So I've already lost everybody who was watching the last 2 times, because I had about 6 or 7 people watching in the very beginning, and then all of a sudden, poof, gone. Everybody's gone. Like, well, that happened. I guess I will see you Saturday, though. Sadly, I will see you Saturday, which is a thing. Right? You're recovering from surgery. My brain tells me I know this thing. I know why you're in surgery, why you were in surgery. My brain says that I know this. Maybe I don't know it. Maybe I'm just hallucinating again. I know, right? My stream's like confused. I don't know what my stream's problem is, but that's that. So maybe if you're recovering, I will not, in fact, see you Saturday, which would be fine. Because recovery is important. I'm going to take the roundness of the corners out. Should help me a lot here. And help me spot. There we go. I'm hearing a beeping noise again, which makes me wonder, maybe it is. We've got kind of wind going on outside. So I'm wondering if maybe part of the problem is that we are... I'm doing fine. I got 2 B pluses and 2 A pluses, or 2 A's out of my first semester in college. I don't call that a bad deal at all. I think that's really awesome on my part, since I'm typically kind of a C student. That's not normal for me to get 2 A's and 2 B's. So yeah, well, I guess if I'm still broadcasting, I'm still broadcasting, so I'm not going to complain, I guess. I have a therapy appointment in a little bit anyway, so I'm going to have to bow out at some point early. But I enjoy talking to you, so I'm going to hang out chatting with you for a minute or two, because I miss you, man. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. So I'm glad to hear that you are recovering and things are going well. Some part of my brain knows that you were not doing well in some way or another. So it's good to hear that you are doing fine. Ish. So, I mean, obviously do what we can here. So yeah, trying to be less busy. Yeah, and so I'm not directing at IndieK at the moment, because things just got too crazy and too weird. And so Amanda and I sort of decided that I would step down for a little bit, which is actually kind of fun, because now I'm kind of looking at doing panels and, helping the museum poke around. And so it's giving me kind of an opportunity to kind of take a break. Take out the... Oh, that's right. I remember this now. I like the before the election part. I mean, I don't like it, but that's a thing. And I think if anybody's making a hell of a protest, that's it right there. And that's a statement. And you're not alone. I can come hang out with you. You know I can. I can go hang out in the dealer's room. I can go wander around and do stuff. And that's a thing. And that would be fun. I think that's a good idea. I like this idea. All right. In the front of this gravity coma, I mean, provided that that is, in fact, the front. We don't know. Because it just did a good job of just wrapping itself happily around things. So, elephant, rhino, we don't really know. We have no idea. We don't know what we're doing. Yeah. But I mean, if your battle plan did not include children anyway, then I don't think it will change a whole lot. So, shrug, you know? I think it's okay. So, all of the MS Gundams, the movies, I think, no. You have to watch War in the Pocket. Watch War in the Pocket because Mickey Moto was the character designer for War on the Pocket. War in the Pocket. Maybe we should get together and do like Gunpla, like do a Gunpla night. Because I've got a couple of kits that just need to be built, and Lexi has the Mercury Gundam because she's totally into Witch from Mercury, and so she needs to build that kit too. And so I think that right, I add that to the list of things that we just kind of need to get around to doing sometime. But this is a good thing for our health. I mean, like, I feel like we don't do enough stop moments. I got alerted about a couple of weeks ago. I found out on my Instagram that there's a train station in Japan that has no entrance, has no exit, it has no ticket booth. You can't leave the platform. It's built on the side of a mountain. And the whole point is the train stops there, you get off, and you have to wait for the next train, which is like 45 minutes later. And all you can do is admire the view. It's right on the edge of a river, and it's very, very pretty. But the whole point is to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. So, yeah, see, you can join too. But I mean, that's sort of the point. Is you're there's no there's no place to go. So you're forced to sit for 45 minutes and absorb. And I have been thinking about this a lot. Right? And I'm like, I've been thinking about that station a lot and thinking that I don't ever, or at least it's not that I don't ever, I very rarely stop. Right? And I'm like, I need to stop more. I'm just constantly in motion. So, yeah, I think we should make this we should make it a point to at least do this once. You know, spend a couple of hours, put some Gundam on the TV, sit around the table. You know what I mean? Like all of us kind of just we've got our glue and we've got our paints and we've got our things and here we all are just sitting around the table doing. Right? I think that'd be awesome. We should do that. We should make a point of it. I will follow up on this. So if you're wondering why I'm pestering you, it's because I'm following up on this. You're like, why is he pestering me so much? What's his problem? I can tell that one of them is. Oh, okay. That's our clue. Right? Oh, that's excellent. Okay, nice. So our primary line is here because that makes sense. This is enough that you could just come downstairs and like sit at the table. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, so it turns out that this is on the side. And not even on the good side either. Okay. One. So 1, 2, 3. That's the primary. So moving back. 1, 2, 3. This is the primary. That makes total sense. Mer. 1, 1, 2, 3. Here's our prime meridian on the. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. This is the primary going this direction. So, this is what a solar system would look like in the point of view of Bellatrix Rising. It looks probably a little clearer where I've been working on it here. But this is the layout of it. So when a starship enters the system, they want to enter on the bow shock. So as a star moves through the galaxy, it's got two sort of plumes that come out of the top and the bottom of just material coming from the system. And those get pushed back by the movement of the star because the star is moving along and the plumes keep coming out. So it gets pushed back. And those cause gravity coma, which can't, in my story, the ships can't pass through that easily. They can, but it's difficult. So you don't want to be on the trailing side where the star's system is trailing those things. And you don't want to be on the polar top or the bottom because you get this kind of blowback from these. So the entry corridors on all these stars typically is to the front of the star. And in my comic, my captain just made a command, and I was like, I'm not sure I checked her coordinates, but she was saying set our heading like 183 or something like that, and I'm like, tactically speaking, that wouldn't be smart of her because I'd put her back here at the back of the system, and she should be at the front of the system because the bad guys are going to enter right here. So she needs to come in on the bottom of this. And she would tactically move herself down and up and come back around behind them so that she'd be flanking them. So I figured she'd come down and go around. But then I was like, I'm not making this map any clearer. It's not making any sense to me. And so I was like, what I need to do is... Oh, wait, I might keep that. What I need to do is go into its map, the actual 3D model here, and put stuff in here that's understandable because I'm not understanding my own map. And I made it. So I put the degree markers down here on the star, with 0 being straight forward through the corridor, the entry corridor on the bow shock, and then 180 being directly behind. That way from now on, whenever I look at it, I won't go, where, what, who, why did I do this to myself? So the other thing I'm trying to do is set all of these things so that it makes sense when my starships do maneuvers, that they're not just making numbers. You know what I mean? Like, everybody in Star Trek, they're always doing the, turn the ship to 473 Mark 16, and you're like, I don't even know what that is. I'm not even really sure if the writers knew what that was. And so I'm like, I actually can plot this stuff out, so I might as well. There's like no reason not to, so it's kind of why I'm doing it. I'm like, I don't have to do this the other way. So I might as well, you know what I should do is invert this. Where is it? Tonal correction, reverse gradient, and then go to overlay. Nope, we want the other one. Screen. Like, which one's which? Yeah, I mean, like, if I've got the capability to make it make sense, I might as well make it make sense. There's no reason not to. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of strange. Yeah, especially since I've already built a 3D model to indicate what a star looks like with its entry corridors and everything like that already built in. So since I built the 3D model, I might as well use it. Why didn't I think of this before? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what my problem is. I have issues. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And then I'm going to, of course, because it's me, I'm going to try to make it pretty. So let's go ahead and do this, and do this, and do this. Go in here and kind of erase this, because this should be at the 15 instead of at the 17.1 or wherever the heck it thinks it's going. Same thing over here. There's nothing I can do. I made the 3D model weird, but yeah, right? Right? Here's the model. If you need this, I've got it. Just saying. I'm not opposed, you see, to... I really should just do this. This indicates a 15. Then give it the Bellatrix graphics, because it should look and feel like it's from the Astronet. The music's gotten super dramatic all of a sudden. So that's the 15 line. Which I'm just going ahead and just indicate that it's a 15-degree line. And indicate it lousily. I could do far better than that, guys. There we go. And its counterpart should be the 345 degree. I was actually saying earlier, I'm sure that in the future we will not be using 360 degrees, but I've already kind of done future time, and I've got to tell you, without using traditional things like seconds and minutes, it is actually remarkably complicated. To make a story work. It's hard to sit there and say, we will be there in 29.3 snurgles, because nobody knows what that is. And so then you're like, So I have reverted back to seconds and minutes, even though they don't use seconds and minutes in the real universe, because the time is galactic. It's not set for Earth, which makes sense. Why would you set your time to Earth time, especially if you're not the founding member of the Federation in this instance? So if you're not the founding member, how would you? That seems weird, All right. Yes. Yeah. In fact, right now, I think the the primary science advisor, and I haven't asked her recently, but that's Dr. McDonald, whom you and I have met, and we all love because she's just awesome. But Dr. McDonald's the Star Trek science advisor currently. So, and I think she's calculated all that stuff up for them and done the math. It's hard because things are kind of, yep, oh yeah, you kidding me? You're going to take that job from her cold, dead hands. Dr. McDonald's worked her entire life to be there, and she is now where she wants to be. And who am I to argue with that one? Like, that's where she wants to go. I'm totally on board with that. Like, that's where she's. I mean, every time I've talked to her, she has been like, I mean, I don't know where I'm going to go after this because this is it. This is the pinnacle. And I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. I'm not going to complain. She's good at what she does. She knows what she's doing. And everything she does for Star Trek has been awesome. You know? So I think that's cool. So I got no problems with it. I think she can stay there forever because she's been doing some great stuff. But you can totally tell that, I mean, Dr. McDonald's fingerprint is everywhere. Anytime they deal with gravity, anything, that's Dr. McDonald. Like, yeah. She's got it. That's her thing. Okay. It is 46 minutes after the hour. And I have to be at the therapist by 11 o'clock. So off I go. Oh, man. Bro, we can't be friends if you don't get... No, I'm just kidding. You can get... It's fine. It's all good. We can catch up at some point. I will enjoy therapy. I have a lot to talk about today. But it was good chatting with you. I miss you, man. All right, guys. And for everybody else, I am out of here. I don't think anybody... Oh, I caught up on 4 other people. Looks like they're here. But either way, it is time for me to move along. So thanks for talking to me, Charles. Appreciate it. I miss you. And I'll talk to you later. And everybody else, I will talk to you as well. And remember to keep your eyes on the stars.